Ramble. All right. Let's start with this one. Do you have anything else to say about those shows we discussed already?
No.
Not really? Well, let me ask you something, bud. I thought this would be fun because we are the Good Buddies anime review, and we have a certain way that we go about our stuff. We have a certain set of categories that we judge things on. I thought, let's see if we can take it and put ourselves in that position to say what is our number one anime of the past year for each of those categories. So, Roger, why don't you go ahead and break those categories for us down? What's the first category grade everything on?
The story and setting.
And the second one?
The art and animation.
No, it's not.
Characters and development.
Aha! See? We don't normally do it at this point in the show, so I threw you off. The third one is...
art and animation.
The fourth one is...
soundtrack.
And the fifth one, that Good Buddies Wiggle Room, that...
Je ne sais quoi.
Roger, what does that mean?
I do not know what.
I don't know what. But let's go ahead and break it down. Roger, if you want to go first, you want me to go first? You want a second to think about it? Because I kind of sprung this on you earlier.
Okay. Well... you went first in the...
I did.
So I'll go first here.
Okay, so Roger, if you had to pick, what would you give, what anime would you say had the best story and setting of 2019? And if you match me, I'm going to high five you.
Okay. The best story.
Story and setting. Always got to think about it.
Damn. It's hard because the setting is in there.
Yeah.
So it kind of ruins me saying domestic girlfriend because it's kind of
wow.
bland.
I know what
But that story is so good.
You can go with domestic girlfriend.
I think I will go with domestic girlfriend because that story was incredible.
Fair's fair. Fair's fair. That's a great show. We already talked about it a little bit. You know, I was maybe not as into it as you were.
Yeah. But definitely you and Haley should check it out.
Oh, God. We watched an episode.
Well, maybe you should go to 2.
All right, maybe we'll go to 2. You got to stop doing this on the air because you know she listens to this and she will be like, you can't watch your girlfriend again. You're like, come on.
Yeah. I mean, she has a right to see it.
All right, fine. She can watch it herself. I'm not stopping her. Anyway.
But it's fun to watch with your good buddy Brandon.
Fine. All right. So your best story and setting, you went ahead and gave it to domestic.
Yeah,
more so on the story half. More so on the story half. Mine, this was one that was a little bit easier for me because I didn't have it in my top 5 in general. I'm going with one that you had, The Promised Neverland.
Oh, yeah.
Story and setting wise, I was really into that one. The story of it, of course, we can't really talk about because spoilers.
Sorry if you can hear that bass booming.
Yeah, you got it. My boy got a new sound bar, and he's pumping it.
It's not my sound bar. It's outside. It's a car.
Is that the car? Oh, I thought it was a sound bar in there. You did get a new sound bar though, pretty sweet.
I did.
New sound bar for that new TV.
I did.
But yeah, Promised Neverland is my story and setting. My best story and setting of the year. Setting wise, really interesting, really dystopian, although you don't know it at first. So minor spoiler. But yeah, really cool stuff. How about your best characters and development?
Best characters and development. That would have to go.
Dogs are borking.
Yeah, dogs are borking. I'm thinking through, but I think that would have to go to Sarah's Onmai.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I ended up I agree with you to a point. I was really struggling. Like, this was actually the exact same dilemma I had on my list for 1 and 2 because I went with Vinland Saga.
Okay.
The first half is great. The second half, they get into some deep development with these characters, and you're not there yet. But damn, I
can't wait, man.
I think you're gonna have a really good time because you're already loving the first half.
Yeah, and I got a sound bar, so it's gonna sound really good.
Oh, you're gonna pump it, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna pump it. I'm gonna hear them waves crashing.
What was that when we first started talking about it? You texted me about how cool the opening was. This was like months ago when we first started watching it, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, it rips." And you sent me back a thing with a dude at a construction site just whipping his hair, and it said "metal detected" or something.
I sent you another one last night.
Yeah, you did.
Talking about how good that song is because I started.
It was with the dog and stuff.
Yeah, it was the poodle.
Yeah, it's good stuff. All right. So we got our story and setting, we got our characters and development. Roger, what do you think had the best art and animation this year?
Best art and animation?
Mm-hmm. I'm getting my hand ready. Are you gonna match me?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna give it. It's a toss up between 2.
Okay, what are you thinking? And pick one.
What am I thinking?
What are you thinking for the 2?
It's between Demon Slayer and Mob Psycho 2.
And if you had to pick one. This is your call.
I know.
I know. I shouldn't have said the high five thing because now you're trying to match me.
I'm going to give it to Demon Slayer.
High five. Demon Slayer, yes. I went with Demon Slayer as well. If I'm being honest, it could just be for that fight with Spider-Boy where he gets the flamey sword.
God, it's so cool.
Holy shit. But the whole show is beautiful.
Yeah,
and those
it really is beautiful to look at.
thick lines.
Yeah.
Oh, everything about it just felt right.
Yeah. But Mob Psycho 102 is nothing to scoff at.
Absolutely beautiful and animation. I loved it. I loved that one. Best music and sound.
Carol and Tuesday.
High five. I also went Carol and Tuesday. Actually, part of me almost went with our boy Sturgill. It said Sound and Fury.
Yeah. That was very good.
That's also very good. But I tend to like to keep it in more traditional anime realm, and that was more.
I mean, my guy just made straight up a giant.
That was a visual album, is what we would call that, and it was very well done. And the music does pump through it, but gotta give it to Carol and Tuesday, man. You can't really top it, I think, for this past year in terms of the music and soundtrack.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely
beautiful. And finally, the Je ne sais quoi best. I don't know what. It's just something about maybe it wasn't even like the best in any category, but it's just something. You know what? I don't know what it is. I love this show. What do you think, bud?
We never learn, Bokuman.
Okay, I respect your decision.
Yeah, I would say that's that wiggle room right there because I don't know why I like it so much. It's just really fun. It's a good smile.
It's a cute-ish harem anime.
Yeah, it's a good smile.
It's cute. I'm not gonna jump on you for that one. I agree. I think that is there. I will agree with you because there is something about that I really don't love the story of it. The characters and development, like most of the development, I felt like wasn't really there. But I'd watched that whole first season. I couldn't put it down. I, however, did go a little bit different. I went with Ascendance of a Bookworm. That is a show that character development's pretty great. The art isn't amazing. The story and setting are fine. There's nothing about it that it really does incredibly well. I just really liked it. It's cute. It kind of gave me the Dr. Stone feels with her like basically showing everybody how to make shit because she comes from a slightly more advanced civilization and whatnot, and she got isekai'd into this more feudal era. But I just really like that show. It's super cute. It is getting a whole nother season, which is gonna be rad. I'm into it. And I like it a lot. So that is gonna be our category ones. I do have a few, keeping it with the theme of last year. I got some, let's call them Brandon Awards.
Yeah, the good buddies.
This is the good buddies, kind of silly ones. So let's start with.
There we go.
Let's start with one that I think is actually a repeat from last year, although I named it differently. This is the Kitty Jumped in Front of My Car Award for Biggest Swerve. So what swerved you, man? What was the one that you thought it was going one way and it just took off another?
I recently saw an episode, but I'm not gonna pick that.
Okay.
It's from The Legend of Galactic Heroes.
Oh yeah.
There was a big swerve there, but I think my biggest swerve, the thing that really caught me, and it's gonna fall back to Sarah Zonmai.
Oh yeah.
It's that moment, that little stinger.
Minor spoilers.
I'm not gonna say outright.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're in the ramble.
It's where our main character talks about his younger brother.
Yes.
A feeling that he has for him.
Yes, there is a bit at the end of one that it seems like this guy's doing everything he can for this kid, and then he kind of drops a bomb on you.
Yeah, and it's like such a massive. It's like one of those somebody punch you in the stomach so hard that you just freaking honk.
Just
everywhere.
knock the air right out of you, dude.
That's how hard it hits you.
Yeah.
And I did not see it coming.
Yeah, that's a heavy hitter for sure. I was struggling with a couple of different ones on here for my biggest swerve. I almost went with the first episode of Promised Neverland. No spoilers, but boy oh boy, swerve. And I think I ended up landing on the very, very ending of Carol and Tuesday. Where these fuckers
so much salt
had the audacity to tell me will be continued. Not to be continued, will be continued in your mind. It hurt. It hurt me, Roger. It hurt me. I like that show a lot, though. It's a good show.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you think it has anything to do because it was Shinichiro Watanabe or whatever?
I don't know.
Do you think it had anything to do with the constant calling for a season 2 of Cowboy Bebop?
It wouldn't shock me. Maybe he did it just to say, you know what? Maybe you go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
He's like, don't.
He's not getting season 2 of this either, and these people are still alive.
He pulled the Sakurai. He's just like, don't ever ask me for anything ever again. Don't you ever.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. All right. If it's gonna be like that, I guess so. All right. So that's our biggest swerve. I got one here that again is kind of a repeat from last year, though I named it different. This is the Sweet Baby Yoda Award for cutest shit. What's the cutest thing for you this year?
Hitori Bochi when she plays the recorder.
Hitori Bochi was adorable. That is a very good show.
When she goes to get rid of the ghost out of that bathroom with the recorder.
She just runs in there.
Holy shit, it is so freaking cute.
That is really adorable.
So goddamn cute.
That whole freaking show was kind of just had a veneer of adorable on it. Even the bits that were like kind of sad, it was like still like, I just want to hug this baby and tell her it's going to be okay. Everything was very cute with that one. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a very good one. I went with honestly, I might be going for the crowd points here, but you can't tell me there was anything cuter than fucking Nezuko in Demon Slayer, particularly when she's getting chased through the forest and she turns into the little baby and just like beep 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 beep. That shit was adorable. It was like it was absurdly
she's so cute.
It's adorable.
I'm waiting on those Nindoroids to come in the store.
Hell yeah, dude.
'Cause baby, I'm about selling bitches like hotcakes.
Oh man. Hey, if they depending on what they're going for, maybe you put me one aside.
Yeah, they'll be $60.
Too much. Never mind. You go ahead and sell them.
That's going price for those things. That's just what they MSRP.
Too much for me, baby. I get you. But yeah, man, super cute stuff. I loved it. All right, let me hit you with this one. Why don't you tell me about the Who Shit in the Pool Award for biggest disappointment? Biggest disappointment. This is one that maybe you went in and you said, hey, this looks great. Maybe you watched an episode or two and you said, this is going to be a good one. And then something went wrong.
Can I ask if you have any guesses as to what I'm about to say?
I got a pretty good guess, and I think it involves a wrestler.
Yes, it does. It's a freaking wrestling isekai.
You know, what was the name of it?
I don't even remember anymore. I purged it from my mind. I was so freaking off put by it.
I'll pull it up a second. Why don't you tell us what was so disappointing about it?
Okay, so your boy, I love wrestling. I love anime.
And you love animals.
And I love animals. And this is a wrestler in the most dominant format in anime right now, an isekai. A wrestler gets isekai'd into this land in which the people that call him or summon him want him to help slay the beast, slay different beasts or whatever. But your boy is an animal lover.
Yep.
And instead of slaying the beast, he starts a farm in which he starts to gather them and tame them and become friends with them. Boy, does that sound like something that I should love.
It sounds like it should be directly inside of your alley. It's so far up your alley, it's within you.
Yeah, it is me.
As it turns out,
it's not good. And, you know, you get the first episode. It's right in the first episode. He practically molests a wolf dude, petting him and stuff, while he's asking him to stop. And it's very...
It's like, uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable, and they're going for the homoerotic sort of thing.
It's like, haha, it's funny because they're both dudes. It's like, no, he's just molesting that man.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, man, I love me. I will go on the record forever say that I love me a good smutty anime. I did not want it there.
Yeah, that seems like
this should have been a wholesome ass show.
Not
with
when,
a professional wrestler.
Not when it's non-consensual.
Yeah.
Look, if they were both into it, that sounds hilarious.
Yeah, but he was like practically crying and begging to stop. Like, well,
that's uncomfortable. Yeah, that is Kimono Michi Rise Up.
Yeah, bummed me out, man. I really wanted to love it.
Bummer, dude. Yeah, I actually had that on my list. I was like, oh, this looks like it could be good. And then you told me that, and I was like, maybe not. Yeah. Rough, dude. Well, my who shit in the pool moment this year was one that I remember seeing stuff about when it was about to come out. It looked fun. It looked like a real good parody of the whole isekai genre. I thought, man, this looks great. How could this go wrong? It looks like a good time. And I got an episode in, and I loved it. I loved the first episode. It was really fun. And then, in the next few episodes, started getting weird. Next thing I know, this dude is trying to help his mom up, but she's covered in slime and her clothes have dissolved, and he just keeps falling into her tits. And I'm like, dude, that's your mom. And it's called Do You Love Your Mom and Her 2-Hit Multi-Target Attacks. I
didn't hate this one.
I fell off pretty. Did you finish it?
No, I didn't finish it.
All right.
But it kind of hit me right at that time where I was getting back into my job, so some things had to make a cut. That one didn't make it.
Yeah. It's just one of those that it's really not the worst thing I've ever seen, but there's little things it does. The biggest thing for me is obviously there's just so many moments where it's just so uncomfortable for me because it's like the typical like kind of harem like kind of stuff where oops, I accidentally saw you naked, oops, I saw your tits, oops, your boobs fell out, oops, you fell on top of me and your tits are in my face, but with the dude's mom. And that made it uncomfortable for me. Moreover, there's little things it does in like 3 or 4 episodes, because I gave this a few episodes. I feel like I gave it its fair shake, but there's a couple things it does a few more episodes in where like there's a character who has a very bad relationship with her mother, and she doesn't really like her. And it's one of those where like, hey man, like honestly, if you there's some relationships you can't really salvage. If this person's not willing to meet you and try to work with you, then maybe you gotta let that one go. But it insists upon no, there's something that like you always have to have a good relationship with this. There's always a way to fix it, and maybe there is a way to fix it, but this one goes about it in such a way that it's like telling you, no, this is how it is, and you're gonna do it.
Yeah, it's kind of like this is probably a weird analogy, but it's like
hit me.
One of my favorite lines from the original live action Ninja Turtles movie.
Okay.
Is where Splinter tells the guy that all fathers love their sons, and it's a very warm moment, but
that's not necessarily true
because it's not true.
Yeah, I think that's apt for this situation.
Yeah,
but like, yeah, it was the whole thing was just uncomfortable.
Granted, that scene didn't
bummer.
hit me wrong or anything. It hit me like it was supposed to.
Yeah,
and it's always stuck with me. But the sad truth of it is that it's not a true statement.
It's not necessarily, and that is a thing that this thing pretty much says the same thing, but about moms. And you know what? It's not always true.
Yeah,
it just isn't, and that's a sad truth. But you know, hopefully you can work it out and get friends.
A little sad over here.
Getting a little sad, but that's kind of how this show made me feel. It made me kind of sad because I really thought it was going to be like a big hit for me, and it was kind of just a one yikes after the next. You know what I'm saying?
Yikes on fucking bikes.
Just yikes on yikes on yikes. But that was my Who Shit in the Pool award for biggest disappointment. Roger,
it's a floater.
that is a floater. Going hand in hand with that one. Why don't you tell me about your found a diamond ring in the urinal award for most pleasant surprise? One that you maybe you didn't think it was going to be great.
How could it be anything but domestic girlfriend?
You really didn't think it was going to be good, huh? Like
I didn't think it was going to be
awful.
Great.
You thought, oh, this will be a fun smutty show, and it turns out it was your favorite.
It was
one of your favorite
hot
things.
Fire, dude. It was. I can't think of another anime this year that I was so dying to see the next episode.
I get you. I get that. I totally get that. Yeah. Boy, oh boy. It's just that damn show. It's so smutty. You just love a good turn into Ha-Haville, huh?
Yeah. I mean, could it be the best turn into Ha-Haville?
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe it's the best turn into Ha-Haville.
I can't. I wish I had the words.
We got to follow that studio, see if they can top it somehow.
I wish I had the words to really put out how I feel about this show.
You did love it, though. You did love it.
I loved it.
All right. Well, my found a diamond ring in the urinal moment for most pleasant surprise. Maybe not quite as hard hitting as that one. It's a little show that I would call an honorable mention this year, but it's ongoing. It's gonna go into 2020, so maybe it'll end up on my list next year because I didn't think this was gonna be good. I looked at this one and I thought that looks like some goofy little show. And it's probably going to be a little perverted with like all these girl characters and stuff because it takes place in a high school. Ended up being a super cute show that I'm in love with. And it is called Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun. The story of a young man who basically is sold to a very powerful demon lord. And it seems like, oh my God, he's going to eat him. He's going to do something to him. This is going to be awful. No, turns out this very powerful demon lord just really wants a grandkid, and he showers him with all the love and affection and cool clothes and delicious food he could want and sends him off to demon school, where he like ends up accidentally making friends with a bunch of people and whatnot, and it ends up being a super cute, super fun show. I really love this show. And two things about it. One, it is ongoing. It's going to end up being at least 24. It's going to be in like 24 episodes for this first season. Maybe there'll be more. I don't know. It is on Crunchyroll. It's up to like episode 13 or 14, I think. And also on Crunchyroll, the dub just started. It's 2 episodes in. So I might check that out too and see how the dub is. But I really enjoy this show. Welcome to Demon School of Iruma-kun. It is one that I looked at and thought, that looks dumb. I'll give it a couple episodes. Ended up going all the way with it so far, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon. It's just really fun. It's a fun show. But yeah, that is mine. And finally, we got one more here.
Okay.
This is perhaps a more traditional one, and this might take some thinking because it took me some thinking because there was a lot of them this year. This is the Put Your Hair Up and Square Up Award for Best Fight. Do you have a best fight from an anime this year?
Yeah, I think it's got to be that final fight in Dororo.
Yeah, that was it for me for a second. I ended up going one other way. But yes, you're talking about Dororo versus his brother.
Yes. It's that fight was like as they're fighting through what would have been Dororo's home had he been cast
abandoned
down a river. Yeah. Yes. His brother is fighting. They're fighting to the death, and the palace or the estate that they live in is burning down. And as they go through, his brother is yelling at Dororo, "This is where I grew up. This was my bedroom. This is the desk that I did all my studying in." It is a very powerful fight.
It's very intense, yeah.
It is. A runner-up would be it's not really a fight, but the final act in Promised Neverland against.
You could call that a War of the Minds. Yeah. I think, because that whole show is them fighting like intelligence-wise.
Yeah. But I think Dororo, that fight it's maybe one of the best fights I've ever seen.
I'm with you. That was one. I struggled to think of a best fight this year because for me, it was the end of Dororo. It was Demon Slayer versus Spider Kid. I can't remember the guy's name, the Spider Kid's name. But Tanjiro versus that guy where he does the Haki no Mori or whatever it's called. There was a lot of really good ones this year. But for me, I went with not the final fight from Mob Psycho 100 Season 2, but the fight where it's Ryo Shimazaki versus the rest of the Scars in Mob Psycho 100.
That fight was awesome.
So good. Where just everyone is going after this one dude who isn't even the leader, but is so fast and so strong and just teleporting everywhere, and he can basically see the future. And how do you even touch this guy?
Yeah, it's so good.
Intense. The moment that really did it for me. The moment that, and I talked about this when we talked about...
Was it the gun part?
It was the gun part. It's just a thing I've never seen done before, and it was done so perfectly. You're just getting a first-person view of this guy who's holding a gun, trying to get a bead on this dude who is zipping around so fast and teleporting shit that he can't even get a good shot at him, and his hand is shaking, and then you just hear... to the side of you, because it's first person, you're the one holding gun, you hear a voice to the side of you say, Are you gonna shoot? And then you look, and he's right there in your face attacking you. It's intense. It is mind-bending. It hit every synapse in my brain was just going, holy shit. It was a very good fight. That was the one for me. That was the one for me. I had to give it to that one. It was close with actually Dororo and his brother. That was very close on my list. But yeah, I ended up going with Ryu Shimazaki versus the Scars, I'm saying, because it's the rest of the Scar crew that you saw at the end of season 1. A lot of good animes, a lot of good action, a lot of really exciting stuff this year. This is a good year for anime.
Yeah, it was.
You know, I've said it before, but I've watched more anime since we started doing the show than I ever had in my life, and there has been a lot of good stuff these past few years, and maybe odds are there's always been good stuff, and I just haven't been watching it.
I mean, I feel like 2019 was we started the podcast in 2018.
Yes.
And that was a pretty good year for anime, but 2019 was, especially that first half, was stacked.
I remember seeing a bunch of people talking about how 2018 was the best year for anime. 2019, I think definitely gives it a run for its money. And from what I've been hearing, odds are just going to get better and better. One big thing I remember reading was that for the first time these past couple years, or maybe just this past year, for the first time ever, most of the revenue for anime in Japan was coming from streaming. It's traditionally been more on like sales of Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff and whatnot. So for like the first time ever, it really shot up on streaming, which is why we are already getting so many confirmed second seasons. Yeah. We've already, we got more, what'd you say? We Never Learned. We got more We Never Learned the same year. Yeah. There's probably more coming. We got quintessential quintuplets coming, if you're into that. We got Dr. Stone coming, obviously. We got so many more.
Gretzko came pretty fast.
Gretzko came fast. We know there's more Gretzko coming. We know there's more High School Girl. There's more of almost every awesome show you like this year. There is more on the way, confirmed. You ain't even gotta Google it and get some website that just says, is there gonna be a season 2? No, you know it's on the way. And that's intense. There was a few we were looking at the other night that even shocked me, and I'm like, is this real? There was a thing I saw from Megalobox season 2. What the fuck? I'll watch it.
Yeah,
if that happens, I'll watch it. I don't even know how it's gonna work, but I'll watch it. What did we say? I said I think it's gonna be just Joe learning to dance.
Yeah. Yeah, or we're talking about the Rocky 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
Or is it 3 where what's his name dies?
That's Apollo.
Yeah, Apollo. He dies in 2 or 3.
It's one of them. I think it's 3.
So I haven't seen. Gotta die. I haven't
seen all the Rockies. I saw that one, and I don't remember which one it was.
Do you have any honorable mention, like an honorable mention award? Do you have what is runner up?
I have several honorable mentions written down. So why don't you just let me go down my list and you tell me how you feel about them. Carol and Tuesday, honorable mention for me.
Yep, absolutely.
Sound and Fury, give it to it.
Yeah, God.
Sins of Bookworm, that's one of mine. Fruits Basket's one of mine. Mob Psycho 102, we said no sequels or nothing, but damn, that's a good show. Right. Damn, that's a good show.
MHA season 4.
Absolutely. Hitori Bochi was a big one for me.
Absolutely.
Another one that I didn't put on my list, but I liked a lot. Outburst Dreamer Boys. I still need to finish that one up, but man, that's a fun show. I actually saw that on a couple people's top lists, so that's one maybe I'll definitely have to check out. I wrote down Dororo. That was on your list. Promised Neverland was on your list. Kaguya-sama Love is War. That is a show that I really loved, and I'll be honest, it was kind of hard to cut it from the top 5, but I feel like some other shows did it better.
Astra Lost in Space.
Astra, that was one that I almost put on.
Dr. Stone didn't get an award.
Dr. Stone.
Very good.
Dr. Stone's a very good show that, I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
You got any more?
The High School Girl OVAs.
Oh, yes, those were good.
I really wish that there wasn't some sort of window missed because of weird Netflix things of me finding and discovering High School Girl, because it definitely deserves to be on a list. I will say that if I could do a runner-up or a tie for a cute moment, whenever Yaguchi makes Ono that video game.
Oh, yeah.
That is really cute.
That was really good.
Can't wait for that second season.
Let me also throw out there for honorable mentions. We had No Guns Life. That was one that, I'll be honest, I kind of fell off of, but I did enjoy. I also kind of fell off of cautious hero. The hero is overpowered but overly cautious or whatever. That one kind of it didn't bum me out or nothing. It just kind of fell off of it.
Yeah.
Honestly, it kind of started making the same joke over and over again, and I was like, maybe I might check it out and get a little bit further in. But those first few episodes just kind of kept hitting the same notes.
Oh, Maidens.
Maidens,
Definitely.
That was on my list.
For me. Also, Slime finished this year too.
Oh yeah, Slime was pretty great. That was decent.
There was so much good stuff this
There's
year.
a lot of really good stuff this year. It was a good year. I will say one more, and this is one that I really love this show. I have to call it an honorable mention, and let me tell you why. Because I was like, what? When I was looking up this stuff, and then I read why this happened, and it is a giant bummer. So, Stars Align is a show that I enjoyed a lot.
Okay.
I enjoyed that show immensely. It really, I wanted to put it on my list so badly. And I almost did anyway, despite this thing I'm about to tell you. But the whole thing with that one is, the last thing I told you is it ends on this giant cliffhanger. And I was like, oh boy, can't wait to see more. Looked it up. It's only 12 episodes. That was the end. And let me tell you why that happened. Because this is an original show. It is not based on a manga or anything. It's an original show. The dude who was directing it also wrote it. I don't have the name here. I'm sorry. Shout out to this guy, but man, it feels like he got shafted. They've been working on this show for the better part of 2 years. And it started airing this past season. It was this fall season. And this past spring, word came down, oh, hey, 24 episodes? No, you're only going to get 12 now. Fuck.
Yeah, that sucks.
That sucks incredibly hard. It's like, dude, we already got the whole story drawn out. We're almost done. And you're just cutting it in half? Yep. Better edit it down. And honestly, credit to the creator and credit to the director, credit to the writer. He said, you know what? No. I'm not going to try to edit it down. It would be too much effort. It would not be satisfying to try and cut this in such a way now. We would have to completely rewrite it and start over. As much as it pains me, we're only getting half the story. Straight up, you are literally, if you watch this show, and it is a great show, I think it is worth watching, you are literally getting half the story.
Oh man, I would have been so salty.
Dude, it ends on a giant cliffhanger. And it hurts. And my only consolation is I gotta hope and pray that enough people check out the show, enough people like the show, enough people want the rest of it, that as high as these streaming numbers have been, maybe they can push through the rest of it to call it a season 2.
Is it enough to make you read the rest?
God, there is no reading the rest. It's an original anime.
Oh, jeez.
That's the problem.
Fucking yikes.
Yeah, dude, it's not based on a manga or nothing. It was a fully original thing. Fucking bummer. But yeah, I mean, I can only hope.
Was this information known before the show started airing?
As far as I know, no. I only saw some tweets about it. About dude saying, hey, this is how it went down. Sorry, guys. See you later forever. Like, bummer. I can only hope that the rest of it comes through somehow, but it seems unlikely. It's a real bummer. That being said, in terms of unfinished anime, and there's a few of those that just never got the rest of the story.
Right.
I gotta tell you, I really liked this one. I really loved this one. And
but man, that really yanks it from
dude,
you.
it's a bummer. It's a giant bummer.
Because I was really considering checking it out, and now I'm...
Yeah, you would hate it. You would hate it knowing that it's literally half. So
yeah.
I don't think you can touch it. But if you ever do get the feeling and you can prepare yourself for a giant cliffhanger that you might never get the rest of it, there you go. Real bummer, dude. But yeah, that's Stars Align. That's one that I really loved. I almost put it on my list anyway, honestly, because it is very good. In fact, I saw at least one publication did put it on their list anyway. They said, hey, straight up, telling you now, you're getting half of it. But it's really good. And it is really good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot. But yeah, I think sorry to take us out on a downer, I guess.
It's okay. I think it's safe to say too that there are honorable mentions out there that, of course, we haven't seen.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like Beastars. Everybody talks about Beastars.
Yeah.
And we are dying to see Beastars.
It's in Netflix jail.
Yeah.
There's another one that I really want to see. I haven't seen this one, and I keep seeing people talk about it. I don't know where people are watching it. If they're not, I guess maybe they're pirating it, or they just managed to catch it in a theater when I didn't know. Maybe it was playing somewhere I didn't see. Promare, I believe it's called, is a movie that came out this past year, and it's apparently fucking amazing. I've seen clips of trailers of it. It looks rad as hell, but haven't seen it. Apparently it's incredible. If you just punch in best anime 2019 on fucking Google, it's like one of the first results. It's like number 1 when I search it. So hot damn, must be good. What was that other one? Hell, there was one that I was gonna put on here that I started watching and I fell off of pretty hard. It's the one with it's like the detective and the fairies and shit. Do you remember?
Oh,
that one I'll go ahead and call an honorable mention. Copcraft. I did fall off of that one, but I do remember there being some stuff I liked about it. It just there was stuff in there that I just couldn't gel with. But I feel like if you're into a hard-boiled detective story and you want some wild, just semi-random fantasy stuff in there, that's probably a good one for you.
I'll go ahead.
It is very serious.
I will go ahead and throw Fire Force in there in an honorable mention too.
Fire Force, I fell off.
If you like
too.
Soul Eater, then you might check this out.
Yeah, Fire Force honestly started really strong for me, and then it just slowly, I'm not gonna say piddled out because the action kept coming. It's just there were beats of the story that just did not gel with me personally.
For the life of me, like I watched Soul Eater, it never like attached itself to me. I wasn't very satisfied with it once it was over. Sure. And you know, this is all the same people. It has a whole lot of similarities. Yeah. It's not the same cast or anything, but it's the same people working on the show. And
it is a beautiful show.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Soul Eater to an extent. You know, it's its own original thing. But if you are a fan of Soul Eater, then you might check that out.
Yeah, I think that show's worth watching. If only for the pretty rad visuals. But honestly, I fell out.
Yeah, and who knows, man? Maybe it'll get better and people start raving like you have to check this out. And I'll go back and give it another go. But
I'll give a tentative honorable mention to Babylon. There is stuff in that show that does not work for me, but it is certainly interesting and at times very brutal. And I think I think it's definitely a marketable piece. There's bits in there that I'm like, all right.
Agretzko season 2.
Agretzko was good, yeah. I will say this only because I didn't much care for this show at all, but I liked it a little bit better than the first season. Kakegurui.
Oh no!
I know you didn't like it at all.
I could not put that out as an honorable mention.
Call it a dishonorable mention.
That anime was freaking trash. Dude, I had.
Was it the worst thing you watched this year? It's down there, but was it the worst? He's like, did we watch Goku Dolls this year?
Yeah. Did we watch that this year? I don't know. There's something else that I didn't like. I'm trying to think. Let me scroll through.
Oh boy.
Oh no, I didn't like it less than. I think I probably like Boogie Pop more than Kakegurui.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was actually. Was that last year? Or was that this year? That was earlier this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
That show was okay.
Yeah. Kakegurui XX.
Where are
is
you
trash.
now? Have you gone away? You know.
Yeah.
All right.
Boy, yeah. Yeah, there was some trash this year, but
I think there was a lot of good stuff. There was way more good stuff than I thought there was.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously all of our little recommendation stuff will reflect that.
Man, I had a kid come in and I mean, she was like this little girl was maybe 11 or 12.
Oh no.
And she has Netflix or whatever, and you could tell like she was kind of, you know, off to the side or whatever. She was not talking very much, but once she saw some anime stuff, she started getting more excited. So I approached her and her family, and I talked to them a little bit because I kind of like to engage those people. Yeah, because them's my people.
Anime people.
Yeah, weebs. And there was this very young weeb here, and so I got her to kind of open up. I was like, "So what animes do you like?" And the first one out of her mouth was Kakegurui. And she's listening to the other things, and my mouth is like slowly like opening, and her mom looks over and she goes, should I be scared? Should I know? And I was like,
maybe you don't let her watch FalKKone.
yeah, I was like, you might, like when,
That's
when
a
her daughter
horny
left.
show.
Yeah, when her daughter left, I was like, you might want to screen some of these. You might.
That's a real horny show.
And that show is like, there's some very torture porn-esque moments in that show.
Yeah, people putting guns to their head and
be
nutting.
watching.
The one that gets me is homegirl putting the gun to her head and then nutting. It's like, maybe a child should not watch this.
Yeah.
Oy. Make sure you just make sure you put it on kids mode. It'll put the GoK animes on there.
Well, she had some other dark ones on there too. She was talking about like Tokyo
Goblin
Ghoul.
Slayer.
She didn't say Goblin Slayer.
Oh boy.
That one I might have been like, ma'am.
Huh. Now to be fair, at that age, we both and most of the weebs I know were watching like worse shit. Well, as bad shit as that, I would say.
I don't know at that age. No, I don't think I had.
Okay. All right. Fair
I
enough.
might have seen something offhand, but like nothing like I was actively watching.
All right.
I don't know. I can't tell you when I saw Ninja Scroll for the first time, but it had to be like 13.
I don't even know what that is, and I don't want you to tell me about it.
It's a classic anime, dude.
Okay.
It's a great movie.
Okay.
It is very uncomfortable at points.
I bet. Okay, I think that about does it for us, though. We're not going to do what have you been watching. We'll have that on another ramble, because we talked about some of the other stuff that we did watch. So much other stuff that we did watch this year. No questions for us. No anime news. We're good?
Yeah, we're good.
Gonna go and bust on out.
We're gonna roll out of these good buddies.
Well, let's bust on out of here.
Good Buddies Award. I don't know what to call these awards.
These were the second annual Good Buddy Awards.
Good Buddy.
All right. But yeah, good buddies, if you have any opinions on our stuff, you want to tell us your top fives, your honorable mentions, you heard all the categories.
Go through those categories. Let us know what you think.
We had biggest disappointment, most pleasant surprise. We had cutest shit, which you don't have to say shit. It's just the cutest thing for you. Maybe an episode, maybe a certain thing. We had the biggest swerve, and we had best fight.
Diamond ring in the urinal. Poop in the
Diamond
pool.
ring, shit in the pool. Who shit in the pool for biggest disappointment, and finding a diamond ring in the urinal for most pleasant surprise.
Do you fish it out?
Yeah, you sure as hell fish it out, and then you rinse it off, and you wash your hands real good, and you go sell that bitch at the pawn shop. You definitely. Look, I'll say this. If you find a diamond ring in the urinal, you fish it out, you wash it off, you sell it. You do not ask someone to marry you with a toilet ring.
You do not keep the pissy ring.
You do not keep the piss ring. You sell the piss ring, and then you use that piss ring money to buy a nicer non-piss ring somewhere else. Because that's where everyone goes to get rid of their piss rings, where you went. But yeah, man, it was a good year for anime. Let's just say that again. It was a good year. There was a lot of good stuff. If you want to tell us about your good stuff and how you felt about how we felt about our stuff, by all means, let us know. Anywhere that you see the name Good Buddies, you can leave us a comment, question, any of that good stuff.
Goddamn right.
You goddamn right. Obviously, if you're listening to this on the podcast, you might be on iTunes, Apple Podcasts now. We got Stitcher. We're on Podbean. I use Podcast Addict. We are not on Spotify. Whatever. But go ahead and leave us a rating, 5 stars. Give us a comment. Give us a question. Pretty much anywhere you see Good Buddies, we're gonna hear about it. We're gonna see it. We're gonna absolutely hit you up and let you know what we thought about whatever you said. We also, you might be checking this out on Rapid Kick Media, the YouTube channel. Go ahead and like and subscribe there. Give us a comment as well. Ask your questions. That's probably the easiest way to get us because we're definitely gonna see it. But also, go ahead and ring that bell, swing ding your dong, and all that good stuff. We also have the Good Buddies Anime Universe. That is the Facebook group. We have the Twitter, TGB_anime pod. And we have the Dead and Zombified Tumblr, thegoodbuddies.tumblr.com. And as I always say, all those things have different names. You're going to make it. And of course, there's always the Gmail, thegoodbuddiesanimepod@gmail.com. Sorry, I'm starving, and that's all I can think about. I need to go home and make a peanut butter sandwich. I heard you telling me earlier.
Probably picked up on the microphone.
Gotta go home and make me a peanut butter sandwich. I hope y'all didn't hear my tummy. That would be embarrassing. I never thought that was embarrassing. I always thought it was funny in animes because they're always like, and they get all embarrassed about it. But now I'm sitting here with my tummy grumbling. I'm like, this is pretty embarrassing. So I'm gonna go home and make a peanut butter sandwich. Yeah, that's gonna be my dinner. But God, that's depressing. But It is delicious. Also, you can hit us up any of those places. We will check it out. We love hearing from you. We absolutely adore y'all. Thank you, our Good Buddies universe, for what is basically our second year. We're not quite to our anniversary yet, but hey, baby, that's 2. Of course, we want to give a shout out to our good buddies Married with Seamonsters, aka the Mary Janes, for use of our opening theme song, Paperdoll. Now, they are on Spotify, but that track, as well as so many other hot fire tracks, is only available on marriedwithseamonsters.bandcamp.com. Check it out, download some tracks, just do it, man. It's good stuff. It's good music. You're going to have a good time. I like Murderface. That's one of my favorites. But there's a lot of good stuff on there. Again, that's marriedwithseamonsters.bandcamp.com, and that is our opening theme song, Paperdoll, by Married with Seamonsters, aka the Mary Janes. Let's give another shout out to our good buddy Haas for the use of our closing theme on the YouTube review portion. That is The Buddy's Good. Again, Thomas Tastes Better on Instagram.
Yeah.
Thank you, Haas. And finally, a shout out to our good buddy, A Petty Theft. Yo. Yo. That is how it's pronounced. 2 P's at the beginning, 2 T's at the end. Petty Theft. For the use of our closing theme song, which we are still calling Sweet Anime Dreams. Again, that is Petty Theft on Twitter and on SoundCloud. One more time. Petty Theft. And I think that about does it for us. Roger, you got one to take us out on?
Man, I actually don't.
Well, I got one for us because you know what? It is January 3rd. We're only a couple days into it. So from all of us here at the Good Buddies Anime Universe, I would like to say I am your good buddy Brandon.
And I am your good buddy Roger.
And everybody, y'all have a happy new year.
Yeah.